Oh, welcome to the Restless podcast, and we're here doing another weekly review.
Sponsored by Gold
Sponsored,
Peak.
sponsored.
I
Yes,
wish,
sir.
man, Gold Peak sponsor us. You know how many brands we've asked to sponsor us? None of them have done it. Fuck
For
you guys.
sure. Miss Vicky's, uh,
Prime, I think.
Prime,
Um, who else? I'm pretty sure Popeyes must have
Zoa.
stuck in there. Zoa.
Yeah.
But anyways, move over sponsors. It's a weekly Wrestless review. This is gonna be
No,
fun. This is gonna be great.
don't move over, sponsors, please. Come
Oh
in.
well, actually, our come over sponsors will, Crunchyroll. You know, you sponsor YouTubers. I don't watch
Uh,
anime, but we'll keep it on the down.
Febreze. Febreze. Big shout out.
Just looked
to
around your room,
Yeah.
Febreze.
Squishmallows.
Bakugan. This whole podcast is just gonna be us naming things around our room. That's all it needs to
You
be.
have Bakugan in your room?
Hell yeah, man! I got a Bakugan dragon. I think I had this when I was like 5 years old and thought it was so cold, and I still have it.
Special appearance.
Special appearance. Wrestling we also do. And I guess we're going to talk about the post Money in the Bank shows. Money in the Bank happened this last weekend. If you haven't checked that out, check the Money in the Bank thing. Probably being linked in the description below. Hopefully, if I remember. But of course, we're going to just begin with Monday Night Raw. You have rest in peace Draws. Darren Drozdov. If you don't know who that is, he was that guy who threw up stuff and got paralyzed because of D'Lo Brown. But it was all good. But rest in peace, Draws. We always got to do whatever, good, respectful man. Now, of course, we have our boy Seth freaking Rollins starting off the show with everyone doing his little song. Oh, oh, oh. And you know, he's like, oh man, I just beat Finn Balor. Boom, 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 boom. And then he's like, oh, who is gonna freaking, what's gonna happen? Damian Priest gonna cash in. Whoa. Then who else came in? Cody freaking Rhodes came in. Wow. And then it's official. At SummerSlam, it's Cody versus Seth. Wait a minute. But no, it isn't. Who else came in, Hottie?
The Beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
Remember
Every time
Seth
Brock
doing
Lesnar's
that?
music's hit, it's so freaking awesome. Like, the pop is insane. And yes, I do remember Seth. That was the worst promo Seth has ever done.
Looking big. By the way, shout out to that one guy on TikTok saying I look like young Seth Rollins. But how is this?
Yeah, that was like weird. That reminds me. Sorry, someone just disrespected me on Instagram. They say I look like Ariel Hawani. Time out. My nose is not that big.
Bro,
My
I called him
Am I like Triple
microwave
H?
Jinder Mahal.
I've been called Microwave Roman Reigns on the YouTube channel. Now I'm getting called Ariel Hawani. It just keeps downgrading. Like, let me just get something good in.
I'm called Seth Rollins, so suck it. Take that. Suck it good. But Brock Lesnar came back, and decided, hey, I'm going to beat up Cody Rhodes and challenge him and fight him, you know? And they had a pretty good brawl to start off the show. Seth Rollins was like, screw this. I'm out of here. I don't want to get beat up by Brock Lesnar. That was me 3 years ago with mediocre matches and rivalry with him. And I like what they're doing with Cody. He's not like getting just jobbed out by Brock, getting owned with suplexes. He's putting in actual offense. Cody cutters, bro.
Dude, Brock is actually selling for Cody. And that just shows you Brock, if he likes you, if he respects you, he will sell anything for you.
And if you're Jinder Mahal, you won't even be able to step in the same ring as Brock Lesnar. You have to lose to AJ Styles first.
How does Jinder get mentioned so much on this channel?
Because we're
Like,
Jinder fans. Jinder Pill.
We have Von Wagner Pill, Jinder Pill, LA Knight Pill, I guess, and someone else at NXT. Oh yeah, D'Angelo Pill. Like, what's going on?
I used to be a freaking LA Knight Pill until he started ignoring us. But I will say though, Cody and Seth are like the two biggest baby faces in wrestling right now. It's so rare for someone as clean cut as Cody to be such a successful baby face. You would think by this point he would be annoying. and like John Cena type, but it's it's going well for him. It's hard to boo him, honestly. Um, but and Seth again is hugely over. Way better than his original babyface run when he was a single star in the main roster. That was kind of lame. But this whole segment, though, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed Cody looking strong against Brock. I enjoyed Brock coming back, and I can't wait for this third match that's set up for them at SummerSlam with rumor mill spurring about. We always got to talk about the rumor mill. Um, might be a stipulation we haven't seen in quite a while.
Sable on a pole match. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my! How would you rate this, by the way? This segment?
7 out of 10. I love Brock Lesnar pop. It's freaking awesome. Yeah, that's what I got out of it. It made me want to listen to Brock's music more.
But after this, Seth Rollins came back up and was like, "What was that?" And and Judgment Day came out too. Damian Priest reminding Seth, "Hey, dog, remember who has the Money in the Bank contract? That Money in the Bank briefcase still looks stupid on Damian." They really, I don't know. What was your favorite iteration of the Money in the Bank briefcase? Like when it was like red.
Probably when it was just a black briefcase.
Yeah.
When Edge had it.
I like the golden one. It was fine. But
I didn't even mind the one with. I actually did not like the golden one at all. But the one
really?
with the one that used to just have the WrestleMania logo on it of whatever WrestleMania it was, like 25 or 26. Yeah.
Yeah, they should do that nowadays. Like WrestleMania 30, but they won it at like Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Do you know what they need to bring back? Custom Money in the Bank briefcases, like Rob Van Dam. Hell, even Damian Sandow. That briefcase was sick on Damian Sandow, actually. And they really need something for Damian Priest because it looks so stupid on him. But anyways, again, Seth is constantly over. Dominic is constantly hated. And I read a comment, actually, just like literally 20 minutes ago, where there are some people complaining about how Seth is so over. Like his music is getting to the point of annoyance as what chance? And I don't get that.
It's the IWC. There's never happiness in the IWC.
Yeah. Damian's promo skills, I believe, kind of improved. Or not. I mean, I feel like he's taken steps up to improvement, and this has been happening past few weeks. I don't hate his promo skills. They definitely gradually got better. But will that make him a world champion contender? I still think it will. But will that world championship reign deteriorate the quality of it due to his promo skills not being top tier? What do you think?
I think him having the Money in the Bank is a great time to progress his character with it. And I think with that is the in my opinion, the problem with the Damian segments or promos is he's got to start making the scripted stuff sound unscripted, right?
Yeah.
He needs to stop sounding like he just memorized this an hour ago. And maybe that is part of the problem is a lot of times these wrestlers do get the scripts the day of, and that is an increasingly difficult task. And like, good on you even for remembering it all, but to make it sound natural, to make it work with it. Obviously, if you want to do unscripted promos, you have to get to the point where you're so good at them scripted that you can do that. So, like you said, Damien's not the worst, but he's nowhere near, in my opinion, good or great. So, I think him having a faction too really helps.
Hear me out. I think that Dominic's promo skills are a little better than Damien's because with Dominic, it just feels like authentic and unscripted, right? Like he's like, "Stop it, stop."
Yeah, and he's an automatic heat magnet, so anything he says can kind of go over. I think Damien has to earn the crowd more than Dominic does.
Yeah. Speaking of Dominic, this whole segment was pretty much Seth Rollins roasting the Judgment Day. Again, Damian reminding who has the Money in the Bank briefcase. Dominic has a new nickname, I think. I don't remember. I don't think he had this last week. Dirty Dominic Mysterio was officially on the graphics and everything. So that's cool. And then it set up the main event of tonight, which we will talk about: Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio. I like this segment. This segment was really entertaining. 8 out of 10.
7 out of 10. It was good.
Straight sevens today.
Probably. It was pretty good, you know. Dominic obviously getting a new nickname due to his hygiene problems, and now we gotta set up this. I like Dominic in these big matches, man. Cody, Seth, who knows? Maybe Brock next. Who
They're doing
knows?
great things with Dominic, man.
Yeah, Dum Dum.
I bet Ray and Eddie are recipes Eddie. But Ray and Eddie are really proud of him because he's one of the best things of wrestling right now. Better than his father right now, at least. Sorry, Ray. But next, speaking of Damian Priest and Judgment Day, because they will never leave this show. It's Damian Priest versus Shinsuke, which I thought was a pretty good match. Speaking of good things, I do like what they're doing with Shinsuke. He's not this top star, but I think it's nice to see him on the show. It's nice to see he's being used and still being seen as a credible fighter. Nice chain wrestling, nice near falls. Shinsuke gave Rhea a kiss, and Dominic was like, "Give me that kiss." And Damian Priest being built up as a top star is also great. I like what they're doing with him too. This isn't like the most memorable match ever. Damian Priest defeating Shinsuke, but I feel like it's a good builder for them both.
Yeah, I think it did the job, right? It did what it needed to. I actually I'm in complete agreement with you on this. Like, it's a great way to build Damian up while he has the briefcase. They can keep doing stuff like this. Shinsuke's interaction with the Judgment Day is pretty entertaining. Dominic's so funny. He's like, "Hey, don't do that. Don't talk to her."
I'm dirty, not you.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know what I'm gonna rate it?
What?
7 out of 10.
7. Me too. We agree. Yeah, I don't think anything was really necessarily bad, nor was anything amazing, but next though, this is amazing, which I really enjoyed. It was the Shayna Baszler Ronda Rousey promo, which was really stellar. So if you did not know, Money in the Bank, Shayna Baszler betrayed Ronda Rousey for no reason, like literally no reason. I mean, backstage reasons, I guess, because Ronda's contract is going out, and I think she's leaving the company soon. Good heavens. And I think it's a good thing that she's having this rivalry at the end of her career against Shayna and kind of building her up. What do you think about this whole promo between Ronda Rousey and Shayna?
This makes me so happy for a couple reasons. One, storylines in the women division.
Yeah.
What do we talk about all the time, man? Yeah,
Triple H watches Wrestless.
He watches us, confirmed. Second of all, this is a type of storyline that will leave Shayna. This will take her from the mid card to the top of the card. I have no doubt. This is how you build stars. It's through storylines. It's through getting the fans invested and caring about them. It's not through just winning matches all the time. That doesn't build a star. It's through making the fans care and know about this person. I think Shayna is ultimately going to benefit from this infinitely if they do it really well. And I'm praying for a submission match, because how often do I freaking want? I just want to see a submission match for once, and I think it works. It works with almost like every woman on the roster. They could have done it for Charlotte versus Ronda at WrestleMania. They could have done it so many times, but yeah, this was a great segment. Shayna, I think, has always been pretty good on the mic. She just never really had too many opportunities to display that, and I think she's freaking awesome. So this is like, and she has so much to go off of because this is her actual friend, her actual, she's pulling from real life here. So it was great.
Yeah, pretty much what I'm going to say is pretty much going to reiterate what you said. An amazing storyline in the women's championship thing. If this becomes a submission match, I want Shayna or Ronda to be like Chris Jericho in WCW. My holds, number 1, armbar, and just have the list is just arm bars. But I feel like you said, Shayna is amazing on the mic, and I feel like she never got the chance to showcase that. And NXT she did, and this is one of the moments where I think probably her best promo on the main roster, at least in my opinion. I don't really know who's the face or the heel, considering the fact that Ronda's hated, and Shayna kind of blasts out some real truths, like Ronda was like, after everything we built together, I got in this business working in front of bingo halls. You came in and debuted at WrestleMania. And I'm like, well, she's dropping down some pipe bombs, some truths. It was so good. And I can't wait for this match. It's a good grand finale match for Ronda Rousey. And watch this be one of Ronda Rousey's best matches. How fitting. Her first match was amazing, and her last match in WWE could be amazing too.
It probably will be. It's with the amount of chemistry they have through training together. I would assume at least, right? And I think SummerSlam is a way to finish it off.
Um, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. I thought this was an amazing promo. Really steps up Shayna Baszler's game, and really made me start caring about Ronda Rousey. This whole promo itself turned skepticism into me, turned into like a proud dad. Like finally, something in women's division I fully care about.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 for the same reasons.
But you know what was, speaking of awesome things in the women's division, I'll tell you what was awesome. The number one contenders tag team turmoil match. For the women's tag team championships. You have Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green versus Emma and Nikki Cross. That's a famous tag team. Versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. Versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae versus another famous tag team, Dana Brooke and Tegan Knox. Now, I will say one thing. I watched this on YouTube, on WWE's YouTube channel, because they post their matches on there, of course. And they didn't post all the turmoil matches. They only posted like the finale, which was Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. And I feel like I'm not going to go on a whole rant about how there's no built-up tag teams. Emma and Nikki Cross, when was that a thing? Tegan and Dana Brooke, when was that a thing? Tegan Knox still works for this company. Emma does. I know Dana Brooke does, but Nikki Cross, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, I thought she was injured. I didn't know she came back until this day. The only match I did see, and I guess the only really relevant match of this whole tag team turmoil, was Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. I thought there were some impressive moves by Chance and Carter, like always. They were like one of the only two established tag teams. There's a botched move from Katana Chance, but things are bound to happen. That's the risks.
She recovered so well, though.
She did.
Like, it's incredible how she did that.
Yeah. Botches should never really take away from a match, unless it's like a Eva Marie match. Then that's like 9 points deducted. The whole match is a botch. But I hated this whole entire ordeal. The only thing I liked really is the fact that I saw Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville win. I think it's a nice way to showcase Chelsea Green, especially.
I gotta disagree. I think they picked the wrong winners. I think Katana Chance and Kaden Carter should have won this because they're easily the best women's tag team on the main roster, in my opinion. Because first of all, they're one of the few actual tag teams on the main roster. I like Chelsea Green though, and I like the tag team pairing is not that bad. If there's a second team to win, I'd probably pick them, but I'd rather break them up sooner or later and have them fight each other. I think the great thing we had was Raquel and Liv at ringside, so there's another plus. But yeah, I really like what Kaden and Katana are doing, but I don't really see like the whole tag team match, right? All the teams in there. It really seemed like we don't know what to do with these people. Tag team turmoil, and yeah. So Tegan Knox, Emma, instead of just putting them in random teams, why not have them compete for the new Diamond Legacy Championship?
If you don't know what the Diamond Legacy Championship is, it's a mid-card title that Hottie made up, that Natalia won, and is a god in the women's division.
Dude, I have a video on this page called How to Get Rid of the Women's Tag Team Championships, and it's still relevant to this day. So go check that out.
Yeah, I think that Green and Deville deserve to win only because I think I mean, Kaden Carter and Chance was the obvious choice, right?
I don't like
And I
Sonya
feel
Deville.
like, wait, what?
I don't like Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville is mid. But I do love Chelsea Green. I think their tag team chemistry ain't bad, and they're like the one of maybe 3 tag teams now, in the women's division. So there's something, but they're probably going to lose next week on Raw. I think that's when they're wrestling. I don't know. 3.5 out of 10. This was kind of lame.
I'll give it a 4 out of 10 because I like what I like what Caden and Katana are doing, and I wish them the best because they're freaking awesome. And they've
Yeah,
been a tag team for like forever. Like
yeah.
they're a really long lasting tag team. That's not common in the women's division.
I love Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. They're definitely one of the highlight in the women's tag team division. Sorry, Liv Morgan and Raquel, but I believe after this we had a Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, and a Zoe Stark promo. Trish Stratus wears another face mask, like because every time someone hits your nose, you have to wear a face mask if you're a heel. Just ask Cody Rhodes. Just ask Sheamus. I think Rich Holland did it. I think Carmella did it, and now Trish Stratus is doing it.
Yeah, I
Um,
think she actually broke her nose during the match, the Money in the Bank.
yeah, but take that, Trish. You got Becky'd in the face. I like Trish's heel work though. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be. But at that being said, I don't. I'm kind of getting bored with the Trish and Becky feud. It's not too entertaining, in my opinion. Um, I think this is going to lead up to Lita and Becky versus Trish and Zoe at SummerSlam. I don't know fully, but I feel like that would be the smart move since we already saw Becky and Trish. And I feel like that would be a good grand finale because Lita needs her payback, unless Lita's gone forever. Trish killed Lita. Rest in peace. Team Extreme. Oh no. Becky's good on the mic. That's great. And the funniest thing I found about this was when Trish Stratus was like, "This we're in Baltimore right now, more like Balta-less." And then Corey was like, "Ha! Corey Graves, that's a good one."
My favorite thing was when she said she had a doctor appointment at 8:30 p.m. on a Monday night. So yeah,
Yeah, she has to go, man.
continuity. Yeah, but I thought it was pretty good actually. Like it was, I genuinely don't know what they're gonna do more with this, but stipulation match probably. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Uh, maybe
Braun
they can
panties
do
match. Vince is back
steel
in.
cage, steel cage, extreme rules. Who actually, I think maybe either a falls count anywhere or a last woman standing match could be pretty good.
Yeah. Um,
What's the rating?
for me, I'd rate it a 5. I don't know. I didn't really think anything of it. It just seemed like it was there. I felt very neutral about it, so 5.
I'm gonna give it a 6. Yes.
Um, next we have probably one of the best remaining feuds that is somehow still here. It's Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders. Because I mean, I will say I love the fact that Alpha Academy is getting great screen time. And what's funny? I think Alpha Academy reactions are getting more louder or louder and louder and louder. This is technically Maxine Dupree's first match, at least on the main roster. She might have wrestled in, I don't know, house show somewhere. I don't know. But Chad Gable's so good, like a little Kurt Angle. He's like mini Kurt Angle, baby Kurt. Like how Braun's baby Goldberg. Huge pop for Maxine. She did the worm. That was the best thing ever. And actually not a bad pinning combination from Maxine for being so new. The match itself is a bit what'd you think about it?
I feel like I have to say the same thing every week, so I don't want it. But I hate the Viking Raiders. But dude, the Maxine pop is huge.
I know. Maxine
Like,
is so over, bro.
like she might be more over than some of the tops. She's probably more over than Damian Priest, I would say.
Oh, I mean, actually. Maybe.
Give her the men's money in the bank contract right now.
Yeah, move over LA Knight, move over Logan Paul, move over Damian Priest. We have Maxine Dupree.
Yeah, the match itself though, not anything special except for the Maxine moment. The worm was fire. I wish she landed it though.
Yeah, man.
Tragic. I love Otis. Otis is so funny, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw this TikTok recently and I forgot about it when like Otis was like blindfolded and given food and then he got kissed by Mandy Rose. He's like, Tucky,
He's like,
appreciate the
Tucky.
motivation. Appreciate the motivation, bud. But yeah, I give this
What
a
is Tucker up to?
oh, it's true.
Dang.
Tucker's right. Yeah.
Maybe they should bring him back as a new Alpha Academy student. Thank
Actually,
you.
that would be a good idea, honestly. They should need like Alpha Academy mixed with Chase U. That'd be sick,
Yes,
actually.
I actually thought about that yesterday. What about the Alpha Academy Chase U debate? And we can have Otis compete for the Diamond Legacy Championship, of course. Diamond Legacy Championship is on the way.
But I'll tell you what, I'll give this a 6 out of 10. I thought it was I'm a bit biased. I always say this, just like how you say you hate the Viking Raiders, I have to say I love the Alpha Academy. So that's why this 5.5 goes up to a
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. I mean, good on you for looking on the positive. But I will also give it a 6. Just for Maxine doing the worm.
I mean, that's a game changer right there, man. That's probably superstar of the week, Maxine Dupree. Got to put her up there.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Next, we have a little segment, which I think it's worth a rate, even though it's so short. It was Ricochet being backstage like, hey, I'm Ricochet. I challenged Logan Paul at SummerSlam.
Bald.
I think this is probably going to be the match that steals the show at SummerSlam, given like at least 10 minutes. Ricochet is like the human highlight reel, like we say. He's like WWE's Will Ospreay, and I know how much you love Will Ospreay. And that's fitting since, Ricochet, of course, has had those amazing matches with Will Ospreay, some of my favorite matches in wrestling. Sorry to break it to you. But yeah, Ricochet I think they showed a little fight between Ricochet and Logan Paul backstage. Logan Paul is playing it on his podcast, which is really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Ricochet botched that move and fucked up the match for me. And that was pretty cool, kind of him bringing it to the real world. But maybe we'll see Ricochet versus Logan Paul at SummerSlam. I was thinking it was gonna be LA Knight, actually. But I guess not. And I'm not mad that it's Ricochet versus Logan Paul. What do you think about this? It could be Ricochet.
No, I think it's the right move. Because I mean they already have like 2 spots together. That's more history than LA Knight and Logan have. And I think it's gonna be a freaking great. Ricochet can work, and he's been like pleading to do something that actually means something on the roster, right? And finally they're giving it to him. So this is an opportunity for Ricochet, and I truly believe he'll make the most out of it. Although I don't believe he's like a main event talent and never will be. I think this is a great opportunity for him to do one of the most important things he'll do in the WWE. As for the backstage brawl, it's really funny how they filmed that because of the botch. They're like, we don't know if that's substance enough for the feud. Let's film a backstage segment right now. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I liked it.
I think they're doing good things. I think for the past year, they've been doing great things for Ricochet. He's been appearing on shows. He's been a stellar mid-card talent. He's shown amazing spots at WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, all that. And real talent on the mid-card. And honestly, I didn't hate his promo backstage.
Bald.
His backstage segment. He's bald, but sick turtleneck though. Love that turtleneck. Put it up.
Mad light. Always got that mad light skin energy.
Light skin's there.
Dude, he got the chain, he got the beard, he got the bald, turtleneck.
All we need is the Ricochet dick pic. Put it on the screen right now.
You're editing this, yeah.
Yeah, we'll put it on the screen. Okay, get us banned. But anyways, 8 out of 10. I'm just really interested on what this face to face next week on Monday Night Raw, which is technically in 2 days, is gonna be.
It's been a while for me, so 7 out of 10.
You have to. Speaking of things you love, it's for the Women's World Championship. It's Rhea Ripley versus Natalya, and finally, Natalya showed her ruthless aggression.
Is this not what I said last time? Like, remember the last episode? I was like, I wish Natalya would just run out there and just start beating the crap out of Rhea, because she's just so happy-go-lucky out there. What happened this week? She literally just ran out there and started. I was like, someone is watching Wrestless. I swear to God, it's either Triple H or it's Natalia.
This match was fair, I guess. It wasn't anything special. I don't know. I don't know what's really. Again, I guess there's a
Natalia
story.
said this was in top 3 matches of her career. That shows you
Really?
how much she sucks. Yeah,
Well, that's great because I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. I wonder what her
actually,
other 2 matches are.
it actually wasn't that bad. But, so
It
I'm gonna give
wasn't
it a
bad,
7 out
but
of 10.
yeah, it wasn't bad. It was something that it was all right. I think Rhea beat up Natalia soon after. Um, and let's see. Next we have a little segment which I actually want to rate. I actually don't know if this segment was on the show itself, but I do want to talk about it. I've talked about this too on the podcast, and I'm glad they're doing it. The Miz is getting serious again with attacking Tommaso Ciampa, talking about how he attacked him. I think Tommaso said something too, but I think that was a YouTube exclusive. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like a pre-recorded segment.
But the Miz, man, now this is the Miz I've been asking for. This is the 2017, 2018, 2016 Miz that's been like that was a serious contender for being a world champion, someone who everyone cheered for because he was so good on the mic dropping pipe bombs. And he's even bringing up the fact, like, the last person to call me a coward is gone. I mean, he's right. Get out of here, Bryan Danielson. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Brian. I was going to say you got beaten by Okada, but you didn't. So, good job, Brian. But you lost. You won 0 matches on NXT Game Show. Take that. And I really enjoy this. I gotta give it a 7 out of 10. I hope that Miz and Ciampa become a really good feud. And I hope Miz is actually like even a serious, credible contender to go for the world title. Even that would be actually really fun to see.
I like what I'm seeing on Raw because I feel like I'm getting more storylines and more storylines every time I put on the show. We have Judgment Day storyline going on. We got it's because of us, honestly. Shayna Baszler, Ronda, and now the Miz is legit. That promo was killer, man.
Yeah.
The promo was killer. I feel like the match is gonna be killer, and this isn't not the same guy who was getting kidnapped by Dexter Loomis or paying Bronson Reed to climb a ladder. Yeah, this is legit Miz. This is the guy where, by the way, I love Skull Crushing finale. I think it's an amazing move, and I want to see him hit it on Ciampa on top of an exposed, what's the like outside area where they take off the mat. I want him to see him hit that and crack open and then lick the blood off, just to show how extreme he is.
Okay, well, this is Miz, not MJF or John Moxley. he won't go that far.
Yes,
but
I know. Yeah. So, but in reality, great promo. Really exciting to see the Miz doing stuff like this again, and I hope the momentum could even build to a credible match with the guy Gunther. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, the Miz. I wouldn't mind him if he won and beat Tommaso in this rivalry. I think it's time that we get a strong Miz, but at the same time, I don't know if I want Tommaso to lose so quick in this rivalry when he just is coming back. So, yeah, 7 out of 10. How would you rate it?
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, and it's unfortunate people have to realize that some people have to win and some people have to lose, and for a long time it was the Miz who had to lose. But maybe that can change, or maybe it won't change, but maybe we'll get something entertaining out of it. Because I hate when people say, "Oh, he lost the match, he's buried." Like, that's the dumbest thing ever. Losing does not mean getting buried. Losing without purpose, now that's getting buried. All right.
But yeah. Next, I might not rate this, but it's pretty cool to see Io Sky holding her Money in the Bank briefcase and being like, "Don't forget about this, Rhea."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that, but and then next year, Matt Riddle versus Giovanni Vinci. I want to first start off by saying that this match was decent. I think it was a bit short, as far as the one I saw. But I hate the fact that Matt Riddle versus Ludwig Kaiser, which I think was 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago, was miles better than Matt Riddle versus Gunther. And I get there's a time constraint, but damn, even in that 7 minutes, it was a bit like, okay. um, but Giovanni and Riddle, Giovanni's trying to get his revenge. Matt Riddle won. I think he was getting beat up by Ludwig Kaiser and Gunther until Drew McIntyre made his first appearance on Raw in a long time and beat up Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci and had a stare down with Gunther. What do you think about this whole segment / match?
Bald. I don't think Giovanni Vinci is getting the proper. He is the real face of Imperium, if you ask
Bald.
me. Yes, I agree. You know, this man in NXT rocking that Giovanni, wearing the Gucci tights, you know, rocking that awesome powerbomb. He's one of the most killer powerbombs in the business, but you'll never get to see it because this man's not going to get a win on the main roster. That's what it looks like. I hear the rumors being Drew and Riddle versus Imperium and Randy Orton being the third. I feel like that's a little too predictable, a little too easy, and I don't want that to happen. I wouldn't mind it. I just want Randy back. I don't care how we get it. Randy can just be a commentator for all I care.
really
I'll
miss
love it.
Randy, bro.
Randy, miss you.
I feel like we never really noticed how much we miss Randy until you have a year gone with him. And then it's like, man, if Randy coming back is probably one of the bigger returns that's going to happen when it happens. I saw this freaking compilation of Randy just being a menace for 10 minutes straight, and it was the best thing ever. Remember when he was like telling MVP, Kofi Kingston, and Mark Henry to go back to the hood? What the hell, Randy?
And he was like, "You're all nothing but a bunch of common thugs." And I was like,
Bro.
yo.
Randy. I mean, there's one thing, it's separate being a menace, but bro, you're just being racist. But yeah, I thought this match was all right. I mean, it was like 3 minutes. It was a squash match, but I think the Drew McIntyre coming back was just a big thing. 7 out of 10. What about you?
5.5 out of 10. This is nothing amazing, nothing great. 5 is, I think, is like down the middle, and I like that Drew McIntyre backstage could hear the women telling him to take his top off. Take your top off.
Yeah.
Take your top off.
You know, I can hear you tell me to take my top off. It's funny.
Did you hear that Matt Riddle just got a porn star pregnant?
Bro, always ruining careers. First his own, and now. But anyways, next we have the main event. You know, Dominic Mysterio versus Seth freaking Rollins. You know, I thought this match was pretty good. Dominic doesn't fail to impress. I love the treatment he's been getting. This match wasn't the most spectacular match. Don't get me wrong. This wasn't a Will Ospreay Ricochet match. I'll tell you that. But it was still pretty good. Seth won by disqualification. Seth got beat up by Damian Priest because of that disqualification. And then Finn Balor came back when we thought he was not in. By the way, earlier, we didn't know if Finn Balor was in the room or not. We didn't know. We didn't know if he was in the arena. We thought he was mad, so he left, but he came back, beat up Seth, ruined Damian Priest's planned cash-in. Damian was going to cash in, and then Finn Balor ruined that. Finn Balor and Damian Priest got into a bit of an argument. What did you think about this whole thing?
I loved it. Dominic in the ring is actually really entertaining. If you just take the minute to watch, like, obviously we're not talking on a factor of pure wrestling skill. We're talking about entertainment value, and that's what Dominic Mysterio is. And I think Seth Rollins has proven himself over and over again. The only thing I'm worried about with Seth is that we're going to get an oversaturated reign, that we're going to see him defend the title so much that it's not going to really matter. Or it's going to be that's why, like, we talk about all the time, like, I hate open challenges. It's really lazy. It's just like defend. Title defenses do not matter. So that's the only thing I'm worried about. But the match itself was really good. The whole angle, I think they timed everything so perfectly, with Damian entering the ring, Finn attacking Seth bumping into Damian, and then Dominic's like, "Guys, don't fight, guys."
Rhea's like, "Boys," being mommy.
And you know, this whole thing of how is Damian gonna cash in? How's it gonna affect Finn? Is Finn gonna get a rematch and get cashed in on? I thought Santi from Straight Shoot had a great great idea for the Damian cash in is that Damian, uh, not Damian, Finn wins like the world title or something, and Damian like comes to hug him and he's like, "Yo," like there's kind of a little more tension, like kind of like lessen the tension now and save it for later. Because imagine in the same faction, world champion and Money in the Bank holder. The amount of crazy tension that would hold is insane. I think we've never seen that before. Like imagine Evolution, Randy Orton holding a Money in the Bank contract right next to Triple H with the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H always having to look over his shoulder. Could you imagine that? How insane that would be? Or Jey Uso holding it while Roman Reigns, the world champion. The paranoia, right?
Man.
I love that.
It's not paranoia though.
It's the Usos.
Nah, it's just one Uso. But yeah, that's I would love to see that too. That'd be very entertaining. And throughout those months, there's just gonna be, oh my god, it's like visual ASMR for you guys who do that. But I think that would be very entertaining. I think it'd be definitely something new to see Damian and Finn hold it, and maybe some tension in between the months, and maybe down the line. You know, I don't even think WrestleMania, because I feel like how can you last that storyline so long? But like somewhere down the line, like November, that'd be pretty cool to see.
Maybe they could do it. Maybe Survivor Series.
Maybe Survivor Series. Team Judgment Day versus, other Finn Balor with JD McDonough. Who knows?
Sucks the Bloodline's over now, but I would love to see Judgment Day versus Bloodline.
That would be so cold. But anyways, I'm giving this a 7.5 out of 10. This whole thing with Seth beating Dominic by disqualification, the Finn Balor, Damian Priest tension, 7.5 out of 10.
7 out of 10, just because I like 7 more than 7.5.
Yeah, that's lame. But how would you rate this show, though?
Are you sure you want to know? It's a 7 out of 10.
So actually, because for me, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 too. I thought it was a pretty fair match. It's all 7s down here. You got to work to get that 8, and you got to work to get that 6. Now, next on July the 4th, I was a busy man. I was too busy popping bottles, getting fireworks, and sparkles and champagne. Every 4th of July thing you've done. But NXT was a thing. And I've seen a couple moments. I won't go too much in detail, but Hottie might. I guess we'll talk about it. I guess it started off with Blair Davenport versus Roxanne Perez. What'd you think about NXT?
This match was like all right. I was surprised Blair Davenport pinned Roxanne. I think Roxanne looked pretty good during the match. I think Blair Davenport did as well. I think she's one of the great products of NXT UK. I just don't understand why they had a match so soon if this is going to be a rivalry. I thought they should have maybe built it out. Maybe had Blair have a match against someone else. Roxanne come out, show herself, don't interfere, and maybe cost Blair the match. Vice versa. I just don't know what they're gonna do with this after. I don't know what's going on with those two ladies after this. But the match was okay. Like it's all right. It's like a 6.
Yeah, I didn't get the chance to see this match, so take Hottie's word for it. It's a 6. It's a fact. It's a matter of fact. It's a 6 out of 10. There's no opinions here. But next, I think we had a stellar match. I got to see a little bit of it. It was Tyler Bate versus Mustafa Ali. How was this?
Kind of really freaking amazing, because Ali maybe did a little heel thing at the end. Is he going heel in NXT? Who knows? He's gonna
be that SmackDown hacker again. Back on NXT.
Man. He like held Tyler Bates' arms, making sure he didn't fall while he was on the ropes. They kind of looked at each other like, "Oh, I got you." And then he kind of kicked the legs under him and caused him to hit his crotch on the ropes, put him in the perfect position for the 450 splash. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Mustafa Ali versus Wesley next week on NXT.
It's all part of the game, man. I mean, what can you say? This match was just very exciting. I feel like you can never go wrong with Tyler Bate, Mustafa Ali, and Wesley even. I really enjoy this match. Excited to see Mustafa Ali. I think he's doing great things right now. Better than having the little kid gimmick in a Monday Night Raw. Definitely. By far.
I totally forgot he challenged Gunther for the IC title.
I thought that match was better than Riddle versus Gunther. Honestly, at Money
Definitely.
in the Bank.
Like, it was great. I just totally forgot it happened.
Yeah. Get a life, kid. Oh man, poor Mustafa. But yeah, there's so much like unique high flying action, little heel work. But you call that heel work? I call that using your advantages, man. You got to use your resources. You know, that's all part of the game. And that 450 splash was beautiful. I'm gonna give this. I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was a freaking great match.
Hell, yes. Congratulations, guys. But next we have Tatum Paxley versus Kalani Jordan with Dana Brooke. What do you think about this match?
Boring as hell.
I mean, you get to see it.
Boring ass match. 2 out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a non-applicable out of 10. Sorry, guys. You gotta understand Independence Day, man. I was too busy watching Great American Bash, all of them, every single one of them. JBL cutting open Eddie or Eddie cutting open. They both. That was a brutal match. Anyways, Lyra Valkyria versus JC Jane.
The inner battle.
Bro, that's some deep shit. How was this match?
It was alright. Like, I literally don't know what to say about these matches because I was just like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool, I guess. It was like a 5 out of 10 for me. I like Lyra Valkyrie though. I think she is the future of the NXT Women's Division. Part of it. I think she still has a lot of growing to do, and as well as JC Jane, she's pretty much up there. So, what is Gigi Dolan doing?
That's all I was about to ask you. I miss Gigi Dolan, and you know, I kind of.
I mean, I don't, but I don't miss her. But
why not?
JC Jane's the better of the two. In ring wise. Skill.
That's my wife, Priscilla. I mean, that's my favorite superstar, Priscilla Kelly. You're talking about.
This was exactly what I was talking about with the Liv Morgan point. People just like wrestlers because they're pretty.
No. Just because I think Jinder Mahal is hot doesn't mean that's the reason why I like his in-ring work. Okay. But I actually do like Gigi Dolan. Because. Again, her and Toxic Attraction with JC Jane was incredible. And I feel like she does pretty well things in the ring too. I haven't seen her in a while though, and I will admit I never really was an avid NXT watcher until now. I'd always watch like certain matches that I was interested in.
Until we had to start reviewing this crap.
Exactly. Now we have a job to do. But yeah, 5 out of 10 for you, and not applicable for me. Sorry, I didn't watch it, but I did watch this. This came back. I don't think Shane McMahon came back though, but it was NXT Underground. It was Eddie Thorpe with Gable Steveson versus Damon Kemp, with Eddie Thorpe defeating Damon Kemp, which is also Gable Stevenson's brother. What did you think about this?
This is freaking awesome. This was so cool. This was like this was everything Raw Underground was supposed to be, you know? Raw Underground was a failure, of course, but I think it works in a once in a every couple months type of situation, and it works when you have actual amateur wrestlers like Damon Kemp, you know? I think the suplex onto the outside was one of the craziest spots I've seen this year because it legit made me jump out of my chair, and I thought he broke his neck. Yeah. But he didn't. He landed actually pretty safely. And Gable Stevenson, after the match, hitting the suplex, everyone got me so hyped for some reason. I was like, yeah, America.
Man, Gable, man. A gold medalist. He was wearing that gold medal like he was Kurt freaking Angle, bro.
That's what I didn't get. When the dude was hurt on the outside, Gable Stevenson would go check on him and then like show him his gold medal. He's like, I'm a gold medalist.
Remember who I am. This is who are you? This is me.
I was like, dude took one promo acting class, and he was like, I got this, guys. No.
I mean, yeah, that was funny, but I've actually enjoyed this match. I had low expectations, I must admit. I think this was a little bit of Shawn Michaels' doing, so good job in kind of making that. Of course, not going to get full credit to Shawn. It's a whole
maybe a little Willie Regal behind the scenes.
Oh, of course, Willie Regal. They made NXT Underground or Raw Underground cool. They subtracted the strippers though in Shane McMahon, and I always wanted to see Shane McMahon in front of strippers, just being like, "Hey guys, welcome! I survived a helicopter."
We need to get Omos and NXT Underground.
That would be sick, actually. But what do you think they're going to do with Gable Steveson? I feel like he actually is in something. Is he going to be a part of NXT now, or is he
Hopefully.
just showing up for this time? Yeah. Is he ready?
Hopefully.
He should be ready. It's been so long. It's been like 3 years.
He could do a program with his brother on NXT that means something. Because look at the last like serious storyline Damon Kemp was in with the Creed brothers. It was freaking awesome. So I think they could do it again. I think maybe Gable Stevenson being a manager for a bit, leading him into a match could be something possible because he is super talented. So why not, right? But what would you rate that NXT Underground?
I'm giving it 8 out of 10. I actually really like this.
I give it 8.5 out of 10 because I also really liked it.
This next one I didn't really see, but oh boy, breaks my heart to see in a loser leaves NXT match. It's the dyad. Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed, who I thought was, bound to lose because they hate being in the dyad. They hate being in Schism. Defeating the Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius Creed. I didn't see this match, but I did see the result. How was this?
This was unexpected as hell. Where are the Creed brothers gonna go? What are they gonna do? For food, for water, for work, shelter. What are they gonna do now? They out of a job. Does that also mean Ivy Nile's gone? No, but this is interesting to me because if indeed the Creed brothers are moving up to the main roster, I think it's the wrong move. I think the NXT clubs need to stop. I think they did way too many during the draft. Where's JD McDonough? Where's Odyssey Jones? Isla Donna Alba Fire barely on TV. Pretty Deadly and Grayson Waller like pretty much getting used. Cameron Grimes barely on TV. Yeah, like NXT call-ups, they need to chill on that because half these people are not even ready for the main roster.
Like you only have like 3 right now. Again, like I said, Pretty Deadly, Grayson Waller, and then Zoe Stark, who I think is doing a pretty fair job too. But yeah, makes you wonder, man. Maybe it is time for some budget cuts. I hate to say that, but I feel like
I didn't say fire.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's so many people in the roster now, right? like I mean, it's hard to find time with some of them, man. Like, why did we hire freaking Tegan Knox? Like I said, why did we hire back Eric Young? He's still signed in WWE.
Yeah,
I didn't know that until a TikTok told me.
Why are they returning to the why when they do get re-signed are they putting the main roster? Even I'm not even gonna lie, OC Mia Yim, that I'm not here for it.
Michin,
yeah,
that's lame.
Yeah, I wasn't here for it then. I'm not here for it now. Emma, bro, how are you gonna have Emma on the main roster and not Riddick Moss? Riddick Moss is the future. Riddick Moss is gonna be 8-time WWE champion by the time he retires. You can put your money on that.
Tennille Dashwood was actually pretty cool on Impact. I actually liked her on Impact. And I wish they would bring that gimmick. Remember when she was Emelina for 7 months, and then she was
2 seconds?
I changed my mind. I'm Emma again.
Remember when she got arrested for shoplifting?
Yeah, remember when she was. That was her dance move. What'd you give this match though? Did you rate it?
We're talking about the Creed brothers and Dyad.
Yes.
Still?
Yes.
Okay. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10 because it really, really did surprise me.
I'm gonna give it a non-applicable out of 10.
Wow, bold.
I know. What can I say? I think that was the last match, but I do want to describe a segment which I did see, which I thought was really cool. Baron Corbin burning his past. I feel like Baron Corbin is such a strong, NXT is a strong spot for him. And I feel like now he's reinventing his character into pretty much being someone who's not a joke, not a modern day wrestling god, not a happy Corbin, not a King Corbin. This is the Baron Corbin we've been wanting. Did he burn down the Lone Wolf gimmick too?
Yep, he's just bald now.
So, Steak Corbin debuting near a steakhouse near you with bad reviews. But I actually really like this. This was actually a segment that really stood out to me. I like what they're doing with Baron Corbin now. I feel like this is another thing that shows you that Shawn Michaels and co. also watches Wrestless because they know what we've been talking about Baron Corbin being treated like a bitch, and now he looks like a badass. No one else has been saying everything we've been saying. We were the first to come up with these
Sure,
ideas.
we're pretty sure we're the only wrestling podcast that's saying this stuff, or if not, we're the only wrestling podcast that matters at the end of the day.
I just like the segment with Baron Corbin. I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it a 8 out of 10.
It's Wednesday. You know what that means.
Wednesday.
It's some freaking AEW Dynamite. My first favorite AEW show. So I think this is where we starting the blind eliminator tag tournament, which I really enjoy. I really enjoy this concept. You don't really know your freaking tag team part. You don't enjoy it?
No, I had this thought, and then I also saw someone on Wrestling Republic also have this opinion. It's called the blind eliminator tag team. But half the tag teams put together all have history together. It doesn't feel random at all. It just feels like we're putting these teams together on purpose. Like, might as well. Why call it fucking blind?
I agree. But it's like whatever. I mean, I think
matches and stuff are cool.
Yeah, and I find it cool to have these stories, in between these things. But I do agree that some of these things are kind of doesn't seem random. For example, our first match of the night is Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, former best friends, versus Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy. I thought this match was pretty decent, actually. I mean, it wasn't the best, I guess, but it was all right. What do you think about it?
It was just all right. And the more I watched it, the more I just started thinking about how's Orange Cassidy gonna lose that title? Because I feel like they're just gonna keep him winning. And yeah, so with the AEW International Championship, so AEW kind of has a thing when a title reign is going on for long, they don't know how to end it. We saw what happened with Jade Cargill. They're just like, she's 50-0. Let's just have someone end it now because they didn't know what they were doing. They're just like, let's just have her keep winning, right? Until we find someone to beat her. And I think that's gonna happen to Orange Cassidy. So hopefully they give this guy a storyline. So I don't know if that's good. Maybe Darby Allin, huh? Maybe Keith Lee. Maybe Isaiah. Not Isaiah. Is it still Isaiah? No, just Swerve Strickland. Yeah. Yeah. The match itself was fine. It was okay. Like, there's nothing else to say about that.
There was a few spots that I liked. I liked the fact when I think Orange was doing a little sleeper hold. Darby Allin was behind the or on beneath the steel steps, and then Keith Lee and Orange were kind of stepping on the steps while Darby was underneath it. That was a pretty cool spot. Probably my favorite spot. I think everything else.
I feel like Darby just has a death wish.
How's that man not dead? He's too emo for this world. But this match was fair. I didn't see anything amazing about it, but I guess I'm gonna give it I'm still thinking of a rating. You think of a rating first.
Yeah, 6.5.
A 6.5 too. So I was calculating. I'm calculating my star system. Yeah. But yeah, 6.5 too. And then next match we have. Oh my God, I didn't know these guys were in AEW. It's Jinder Mahal's J&J Security. It's the Bollywood Boys.
Dude, it made me so freaking happy to see them. Yeah, it made me so happy to see them again because they were legit entertaining in WWE. They're legit entertaining now, and I freaking love them. Shout out the Bollywood Boys. Come on the Wrestless podcast and let's talk about this.
It's the Bollywood Boys and the Blade, who, thinking about it, kind of looks like.
Why's the Blade there?
I don't know. I think because his partner is in the blind tournament. Not him, but the Blade looks like Mini Goldberg too. Just his face. Because he's a bald. Versus the Acclaimed, Daddy Ass, Anthony Bowens, and Max Caster. Yeah, this match was I mean, there wasn't nothing special about it. It was just a match. I didn't even get to hear the Acclaimed rap. That wasn't even on the freaking AEW Dynamite YouTube video that I saw it on. So what the heck? That was the best part of Acclaimed matches. That usually always gives it a 0.5 bump. But yeah, I'm gonna give this, I don't know. Let's give it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, the match itself wasn't amazing. I was just really happy to see the Bollywood boys. So, like, everything they did like made me pop. So straight up, just a 6 out of 10. If it was a good match, could have been a 10 because freaking Bollywood boys.
Could have been a 10. I forgot to say before this, there was a segment. It was the MJF Adam Cole segment. How could you forget about this? And I'm not going to list every segment here because there's a lot. But MJF and Adam Cole, we need to. They were working out in the gym. They were bonding. And then MJF was calling some dude fat. Like, look at that fat dude. He's so fat. And then MJF was like, or not MJF, Adam Cole was like, dude, that's not cool. That's like actually like kind of a dick thing to do. But you know who he reminds me of? Tony Schiavone. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this segment. It's such a cliche and a trope, I know, to have the oddball, like the Booker T and Goldust, the Team Hell No, but the RK Bro. But, you know,
no, they're doing it right.
Those teams. And MJF and Adam Cole, they're doing it right. And out of all the teams that are like history together, who are oddballs like Keith Lee and Swerve, MJF and Adam Cole is the most entertaining. And that's why I have to mention this segment. Like, I love MJF and Adam Cole. It's like MJF, I mentioned this to Hottie, MJF has the capabilities of being such a good face, honestly, because he's such a, I mean, of course, he's going to be known as the heel, but he's this, like, you know that Randy Orton face where, like, he's still kind of a menace and still kind of, like, deadpan for being a face, but he's still kind of good at it. Like when it came to RK Bro. That's what I think of when it comes to MJF. I feel like he can still be a very sarcastic guy. Way better than a face Miz. But yeah, I'm actually going to rate this. Hear me out. 8.5 out of 10. This whole segment. The gym segment.
That's not crazy. And it's obvious why body shaming is an issue so close to Adam Cole. He's been shamed for those skinny arms for like years now. And they try to make us believe that he could bench 315 for reps. I want to see a full clip with like full view of Adam Cole doing 8 reps of 315.
Did you rate it, by the way?
Oh, no, I didn't. I'm going to give it a 9 because I love MJF making fun of fat people.
Man, let's talk about everyone's favorite, the Ocho, the Painmaker, Y2J, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla, the man of 1,001 holds. There's so many nicknames this guy has. It's Chris Jericho come to the promo and being like, I'm tired of losing. That's not what he sounds like. That's like 2009 Chris Jericho. You know, when they told me that the greatest LA Laker is coming tonight, I was expecting Kobe Bryant. I love Chris Jericho. He's the best. But yeah, Chris Jericho came out doing his own little promo, kind of feeling like a loser because he lost. And he says it's time. It's time for him to become a better Chris Jericho. Then Don Callis comes up, you know, because if you need anyone to mentor you, you need Don Callis, the like world champion in the indie circuit.
Piece of shit.
How was this segment?
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't enjoyed anything Chris Jericho has done in the past like year. Yeah. Chris Jericho, it feels like when he started in AEW, it was such a high. And everything then has been kind of a decline, man. Nothing he has done has peaked the inner circle, like the very first thing he did. And he talks about, I don't join factions, I make them. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. You're just making a bunch of factions. And yeah. Like, I don't care. Like the original Inner Circle, which is pretty much like it's JAS with, and then they added a bunch of people in, so it's always like the same faction, right? They just keep adding people. Um, I don't care, man. I think Jericho could be actually the top of the card, like AEW champion, but they keep like putting him in these weird like mid card feuds, like, and now it's Sting, and I didn't really enjoy that either. Maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just stupid, but the Jericho and Don Cal's connection, I don't know if that's even gonna be good. Like, it's just gonna be what, Jericho and Takeshita? Like, what's going on?
Another faction. Don Callis going to recruit all these people. I I won't say I fully agree with you. Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm just like, I would be way more interested in the Sammy Guevara versus Jericho feud, which they kind of hinted at and then kind of dropped it. Like, what?
is that still a thing? I don't know. And that's my issue with AEW, I guess. Their storytelling's whack because there's always this built-up tension, and sometimes they execute it right. And I will say AEW will forever have, or at least for the time being, my opinion, is the fact that their in-ring ability is miles ahead of WWE, in my opinion. Um, they have great spots, always creative in the ring. And I believe, like I said, I think I said this before, Dave Meltzer made a good point that in Japan and AEW, their like way of storytelling in the ring by using their action is to point you at one direction and then head a different direction. I don't think it works when it's not in-ring action. It works sometimes. Sometimes it's unexpected, but AEW does this all the time. When it comes to actual storytelling, building up to the match itself, they point you in one direction and it always heads another. And I like when they do that in ring when it comes to performing action physically, but verbally, the actual storytelling behind the matches are a bit lame. I don't know what they're doing with Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. Will Don Callis be the change that Chris Jericho needs? I don't know. I love Chris Jericho because he's one of the wrestlers that made me love wrestling. And I don't absolutely hate what they're doing with him, but it's not peak Chris Jericho. It's not the Chris Jericho I remember. It's not the Chris Jericho that even AEW had at the beginning.
I
But
just think it should be better than like it declined since he started. At least like either stay as good, go down, then up, then down. But it's always just been like,
yeah, ever since he lost the title, I mean, it's not saying he's never been in good matches. He's been in great matches throughout those years. It's just, I don't know. It's just not the same. But maybe because I've grown up with the WWE style more, that I don't know. But this segment, though, how would you rate this?
like the segment itself is not bad. Don Chris Jericho saying maybe. I think that was kind of like expected. Um, he started kind of working the crowd like he was a
Because this was in
face.
Alberta, right?
Yeah, but it's interesting because like if they are gonna do that Sammy feud, he can't be a face. Sammy has to be the face in that. Like that,
Yeah.
and I think that could be the feud to actually put Sammy over the top. But I don't know if AEW will handle it right because how many rises to the top have they already stunted? Right, Daniel Garcia could have been the next big thing, but now he's just
He is the next best. He still is.
I freaking love that. Like, I love it. But like entertainment wise, yes. But is he gonna be an AEW World Champion? No. And he's a
And
guy who is just known for his in ring technical ability. And see, now he added that entertainment value. Everyone loves him way more. You know, I love it. But the segment itself, I'm gonna give it a 7.
I'm gonna give it I'm gonna give it a 7-2. I think it's very 70.
A 7
Um,
2. Interesting.
7-2. Yes. Next, we have a match that is probably the best match of all time. It's MJF and Adam Cole versus Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and the Butcher, which actually kind of did feel like a blind pairing.
Yeah, kind of.
Because like I don't know, I don't recall any Matt Menard Butcher history, but MJF and Adam Cole, of course, have a history, and they won the match. The match itself was a bit, mid.
I liked it.
I thought the match was all right. Like, it's not the greatest. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a jobbing match, but it was a short match that kind of you saw MJF and Adam Cole winning. And honestly, I saw Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee winning the first match. I was kind of shocked when they lost it, only because by the way, did that rivalry ever really have an end? Like, did they ever have a finale match? Because
I think it was like a multi-man match, like multi-man tag match. But whatever. Mogul affiliate. Yeah, Mogul affiliates suck. Where's Rick Ross?
Yeah. I really want Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. Keith Lee doesn't look like Uncle Ruckus, but anyways, that was the beginning. I'm so glad he changed it up. He listened to Wrestless. So, MJF and Keith Lee's manager, though, that's how I transition to this. Boom, it relates. Adam Cole pins Menard, and MJF is like, "Oh, you could have tagged me in, but you did so good, bro. I'm so proud of you." Double clothesline, I love MJF. I loved it when he called him up on his on Adam Cole's stream and was like, "Hey, man, so I was thinking, hey, I'm streaming right now, man. I can't talk. Oh, well, what are you streaming, by the way? You're not playing video games like a nerd, are you?" And then Adam's like, "Listen, I gotta go." It's so good. It's such good comedy. This is the entertainment value AEW needs, man.
Yes. Dude, the pop for the double clotheslines could go crazy when they finally do hit it.
Bro, like, I would love that. And hear me out. I want, like, somehow MJF, loses the world title during this run. Not to Adam Cole. I want Adam Cole to help him defend who he loses it against.
CM Punk.
Heel CM Punk? Yes. And Adam Cole comes out like, "Hey, get away from him. Quit beating him down after." That would be amazing. Best part about this, forget the match. You have the birthday segment. It was Adam Cole, baby's birthday, baby. We're better than you, baby. Adam Cole, MJF was like, "All right, are there any devil worshippers? Woo! All right, let's sing it. Let's sing Happy Birthday." And then MJF started singing, showing off his singing skills. He was like, "Happy birthday to you." Like, I was like, man, hit the notes, Maxwell. And then, Adam Cole is even like, "All right, genuinely, thank you for this birthday gift." What do you think about this whole segment and match?
Freaking awesome. I don't know what else to say about it because I think you pretty much covered it. It was like really, really entertaining, really fun. I love the we talked about opponents being tag partners never working or being lame. Batista, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, David Otunga, John Cena. Again, everyone, John Cena. But dude, it's never been done like this. It's never been this good. I love the idea of a friendship forming out of this, and that's what it looks like. Obviously, someone has to turn, but what if it's Adam Cole that turns? Interesting. I really liked it. I'm gonna give the segment itself a 9.5.
Oh, I'm gonna give the match and segment. I guess I gotta give it. That's fair. I'm gonna give it a 8.5. That was really good. But yeah. So, how would you rate NXT?
A 6.
I'm not gonna rate it because me personally, I didn't get to really watch it. So 6. It's a 6. Okay, cool. Okay. Next we have for the Owen Hart Women's Cup. You have Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho with the Outcasts. Gotta love it. With Ruby Soho winning. Honestly, I actually didn't see this match. Did you?
I did. It was actually pretty decent. I am interested in the Outcast story somewhat. In that Ruby Soho, I think, is going to be the next AEW Women's World Champion. I think there's a lot of potential there for that. But so it kind of seems like Ruby's the great mouthpiece of the group, and Tony's the great wrestler of the group. I don't know what Soraya adds. I don't know what she is her purpose in this group other than bring the spray paint, please. Like that's basically her role. Other than that, the match with Britt was actually pretty good. They had like a small botch where like Britt was just like DDT or somewhere, and she just kind of went flying. But match itself was good. I like Ruby Soho. I like Britt Baker. Even Tony Storm. It's good. It's gonna get a 6.
For me, it's not applicable. Speaking of things that are non-applicable, I can't rate Omega versus Yuta the main event because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get to watch the last hours. But you can.
That crap was awesome. That match was freaking awesome. I love Wheeler Yuta. Kenny Omega did his thing. The match itself was really cool, man. I want to see more Wheeler Yuta and more big matches. I think this was the perfect choice of a match to close out Dynamite because we could see Claudio versus who's another member of the freaking Nick Jackson or something, but it wouldn't matter. But this match was freaking cool. I think Wheeler Yuta is gonna eventually be a top of the card guy one day, at least top of the card in Ring of Honor. Yeah. Which also reminds me, Claudio as Ring of Honor champion sucks. Why does he even have a title? I hope he loses to Mark Briscoe.
I kind of forgot he was a Ring of Honor champion, honestly. The Ring of Honor champion.
He cut a promo on Mark Briscoe, and it was literally the most boring thing ever, man. This dude just needs to shut up.
Poor Claudio. Bald. But who do you think, or how would you rate Yuta versus Omega?
I'm kind of stuck between an 8.5 and a 9. I'm just gonna give it the 9 because I freaking loved it.
Hell yeah, man. How would you rate Dynamite as a whole?
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
I didn't get to see the last 2 matches, so from what I did see, like most of the show, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. Thought it was not bad, pretty decent. And I will say there is a little bit of, bias and damaging the rating because of the fact I didn't get to see the whole show. But I did see this show though. Oh my god. It's Friday night SmackDown, actually. Yes, boy! Pretty deadly fans for life, bro. Yeah. So we first start off, which I was shocked that we started off the show with the trial of the tribal chief. It was at Madison Square Garden, probably the most important arena in professional wrestling history. I don't know if about you, but we kicked off with, of course, Roman Reigns, Usos, Solo Sikoa, Usos being like, "Hey, wise man," and then Jay was like, "Shut up!" Oh, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" Roman Reigns came out and was amazing on the mic. You cannot deny Roman's amazing mic skills ability. One of the best currently to do it. Saying that, you know what? You beat me. Yeah, I own up to it. You beat me. But I'm not this evil guy. That's not who I am. I'm trying to take care of you. I'm trying to take care of Jimmy. And then he started getting emotional. And he was like, you know what? You want this? You want to be tribal chief? All right. I don't want this. I don't need this. I don't want this no more. And he gave his tribal chief necklace, his little Samoan necklace, his Usi necklace, to Jey Uso, the first man to pin him in almost 4 years. And Jey Uso's your new tribal chief, with Roman having tears in his eyes. But yeah, a little low blow from Roman. Roman's such a good actor, bro. Everyone's saying the same thing. This is a movie. This is a cinematic masterpiece. If you're someone like Vince Russo, you may disagree because your idea of good matches is, I don't know, making David Arquette win a world championship. But, I don't know. I'm not one to judge. David Arquette was a legend. What do you think about this whole trial of the tribal chief?
Surprised that took 40 minutes. All together with the ending included. Bloodline drama of SmackDown took up 40 minutes of a 2-hour show, and it was
Did
worth
it?
every
Oh,
second. Yeah,
oh my God.
the 2-hour show. That's why a lot of the matches and stuff had to be cut short. We'll talk about that later. Roman Reigns did not know he could command tears like on command. This dude literally started crying on command, and I was like, "Oh crap!" And you wonder why he's headed to Hollywood. Like he's destined for this. Yeah, it's freaking amazing. Roman Reigns, I cannot see him letting go of being the most important thing in WWE because everything he does puts all the eyeballs on it. Everyone's paying attention. Everyone's talking about it. He's undoubtedly the most important thing, and I can't believe we're actually getting Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns. Like we talked about this on our podcast, like when we were back
They watch Wrestless.
Yeah, it's like I remember you specifically during our fantasy booking the rest of 2023 a long time ago. You're like, I hope we get Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Well, guess what? We're getting Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. You know, I might have some things that I didn't really love about it, but I'm not even gonna mention it. Like, I just don't want to. I just don't want to cloud the good feelings of this segment.
Should we mention the whole Bloodline segments that happened here? Like all of it?
Might as well, I guess. Well, yeah, might as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. After the little trial at the beginning of the show, you know, Jimmy got attacked, got defeated, got his ass whipped by Solo and Roman,
Murdered,
put through the announce table, just wrecked, and pretty much was taken to the ambulance, and Jey was like, "Oos, this ain't very oosy, bro. you gotta come back to me, man. You gotta come back." And Jimmy was constantly hit in the face with the title belt, bro. This was bad. Jey was tied up against the ropes. Jimmy was done for, bro. Jimmy, that little drunkie, is out of here. But this was like just a great beatdown at the beginning. Jey going to Jimmy's aid when he was taken to the ambulance. Jimmy was out of here. And then I think near the end, you had Jey coming out to the ring and being like, "Hey, get your ass out here!" Beating Solo Sikoa with a chair. This was the ruthless Jey Uso we've never really got to see, bro. This is what we wanted. And because of this, Jey Uso's a 4-time superstar. We'll see. But definitely, I think that at the end, Jey Uso was like, this was cold. This was cold when he said that. This is the tribal chief, and I'm the jury, I'm the judge, and I'm the executioner. Damn, that was cold. And man, there is fear in Roman's eyes. There is fear. And Jey challenges Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, of course. But what do you think is going to happen at SummerSlam? I know it may be too early for predictions, but what do you think might happen at SummerSlam?
Think we might get a classic Roman Reigns formulaic dub with my boy Solo Sikoa interfering. But here's my prediction, actually, that Solo Sikoa will interfere and hit the tribal chief instead, causing a DQ victory.
Oh.
Jey, yeah, this is my pick. And I think if they do it right, where they have Solo, I would say beat on Roman for a while, you know, put him through a table or something, maybe even like take the belt and pose with it or something. I don't want that to happen personally. That's my prediction. I don't think Solo's ready for that. Nor should he be even thought of winning that title. But man, I would love it if Jey won. I don't think it's gonna happen. I would love it though.
The moment would just go back, and I feel like that's what everyone's thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't think Jey's reign is going to be amazing, but who knows? I mean, of course, there's always big surprises if he does win. But again, his win though, if he would win, would be such an amazing moment. Would really wrap the bloodlines circle all around. And honestly, I don't think Cody Rhodes needs to finish his story against Roman Reigns. That's not his story. His story is for the WWE Championship. I feel like maybe we don't need a Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Maybe Roman can lose earlier. Who knows?
Yeah, the story of Cody Rhodes was presented to us like right after he won the Royal Rumble. That doesn't mean that like not just because you present an idea doesn't mean you have to do it. You know, like maybe the chapter with him and Roman Reigns is way further down the line, and maybe it's not even Roman Reigns. Yeah, like you said, it's just a championship, man. Like he doesn't have to beat Roman. He doesn't have to be the one.
I think it would definitely be bittersweet if he did beat Roman, though. That's because I feel like that would be well deserved. Make Cody more powerful, because Cody never lost clean, and neither did Seth Rollins. So I'm just saying.
Neither did Edge.
Neither did Edge.
Neither did Drew McIntyre.
Honestly, no one. We need like a matchup of every single person who lost to Roman unfairly. So.
I will say though, like my favorite Roman Reigns match with the Universal title was versus Jey Uso in Hell in a Cell. And man, I am so excited to see some magic in the ring again. Like I freaking loved every moment of that match. The entrances itself were so dope. Jey just coming out with all white gear, entering that ring, and that's when the Tribal Chief idea was still very new, right? We had Appa and Sika, I think, or the elders, at the stage at the end of it, putting. Oh man, I freaking love that. I would love maybe Rikishi to come out and stink bomb Paul Heyman.
Stink face the Tribal Chief. But
exactly.
I guess I know we're kind of going away from Raven SmackDown, but I want to say one last thing. I think that what's going to happen with SummerSlam, in my opinion, there's multiple things I'm thinking about. First, what if Jimmy comes back and screws Jey? Which that would be interesting because Jimmy did say he didn't really like Jey being called the right-hand man. He didn't really like Jey being, all of this, like this next in line. But because where's Jimmy's recognition, right? So what if Jimmy screws Jey? Or I think what can also happen, Solo's interference. But in the middle of that interference, I don't think Solo's going to beat Jey by disqualification. But I think Solo's going to accidentally hit Roman. And even if Roman wins that, Roman is still going to have a little tension with Solo because of that. So that can be a little thing too. But, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, no. You go.
I was worried that Jimmy versus Roman would happen after the events of Night of Champions, but I'm so happy it's Jey instead because Jey is the better man. That's all.
For all the segments, though, here, if you put them all together, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I think there's a reason why the Bloodline story is just circulating throughout all of, SmackDown. This reminded me of the 90s, right? Late 90s, when pretty much the whole episode of Raw was based on Stone Cold and Vince McMahon. Pretty much the whole episode. It kind of gave me Attitude Era flashbacks, but even though I was never around during that time, but I watched episodes, I swear. But 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed the Usos, Bloodline, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, all that storyline mixed into one, running the whole show pretty much.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to say it. It's a 10. It's freaking amazing.
Oh my god!
I'll never play the fireworks. Yeah, dude. Do I even have to say it? We call it cinematic, which we may be calling things cinematic too often, but we call it amazing. We call it a movie, and that's what it was. Honestly, we just get the 10 just for Roman crying and being on his knees.
Wyatt swamp fight was also cinematic. Technically a movie.
Not the right type of cinematic, but yeah.
But actually, there was actually other things that happened in this show, surprisingly. There wasn't just a Bloodline. There wasn't just a Roman and a Uso and a Usi. There was an Austin Theory versus Sheamus for the United States Championship with, of course, on Austin's side, you had Pretty Deadly. Say it with me now. Ass boy. And then you have Sheamus with the Brawling Brutes. What do you think about this match?
It was good.
It's all right.
I wouldn't mind if Austin won clean. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind if Austin Theory did it on his own because we
And he
saw him
beat
beat
John
John
Cena on his
Cena.
own.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
beat John Cena on his own, but he can't beat Sheamus. He can't beat, I mean, I guess guys like Bobby Lashley make sense, but like, come on, man. From what I saw in the pre-show from LA Knight, it looks pretty much confirmed that he's going face. I think that is the guy to dethrone Austin Theory, and I think he's gonna have a hell of a United States Championship run because he's like usually you go over after you won the belt. No, he's going to be over with like during that match.
And
yeah,
that's very exciting. And I will say, talking about LA Knight, that was one missing moment in SmackDown. He had a little thing with Hit Row, but that was like non-televised. And we're not going to rate that. We're only discussing televised things.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Bloodline took up 40 minutes, so I'd rather LA Knight show up in the pre-show than get like 2 minutes of a crappy segment on SmackDown.
Man, I wish LA Knight somehow kind of made his presence in the U.S. title match. What if Austin was beating on Sheamus after the match, and LA Knight comes out? But I don't want to be full face. What if he also beats down Sheamus too?
I don't know. I feel like they can wait on that. They don't have to start so early.
But I mean, of course you had to have LA Knight, and you had to show it to the YouTube audience too, because LA Knight's just that over, even if he's not fully involved with the show. But I feel like this match was all right. Like, there's nothing memorable. Like, they're like fine. It was fine wrestling, I guess. I guess for that case, it's 6 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5 because Austin Theory is slowly just becoming the tight gobbler. The way he be scrunching on them tights and putting his chin into it. Yeah, man.
But I mean,
clean wins.
So United States champion.
Yeah, I mean, A-Town down, right? I love Austin Theory, no doubt about it. I think he's getting a little too much hate right now, but A-Town down.
Next you have our boy. Why don't we have Australia, WrestleMania in Australia? Because it's the Grayson Waller effect with just special guest Edge. This was pretty great. Edge is pretty much saying this is my first night back. I'm at Madison Square Garden, and Grayson was like, yeah, he's in Madison Square Garden. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for stating that this is Edge's final moment here because he is retiring. Which was hilarious. You're like, let's go. I like how he's so like nonchalant and just all that. I love Grayson, bro. And Edge is saying, whoa. I'm not retiring yet. I still got some in me. And I'm having a match tonight, which was actually a shocker. That was pretty cool to see Edge in action that night, especially if you're alive. Like, holy shit. And then Edge was like, well, let's not skip one thing. My brother, you haven't even wrestled yet on the main roster, so it's me and you tonight. Edge versus Grayson Waller. I guess we'll talk about that match too. That match was all right. It wasn't anything too amazing, and it didn't bury Grayson Waller even if he lost. Like, I feel like
that was good.
Yeah. And it's great to see Edge back. It's always great to see Edge back, man. I love Edge. And I'm sorry, short hair Edge, like, it's not as bad as short hair Shawn Michaels, but just don't feel the same, It feels like dad Edge, but he didn't have that Chris Jericho dad body that Chris Jericho had in 2019. Remember that?
Yeah.
But Edge is still fit. But what do you think about all this?
Interestingly enough, on the Grayson Waller effect, I felt like everything that came out of Grayson's mouth was gold, and everything that came out of Edge's mouth was like, it was okay. Dude, like, we talking about Cody being corny. I think Edge might be one of the corniest superstars.
I feel like, there's times when he's very corny. Which is why I'm saying this is why it feels like corny. Dad Edge. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like good. There's good corny, I will fight for everyone here and so. But like, I was like, Edge, like I wish I will actually love him to finish out as a heel. And I thought they were doing it with Judgment Day, and they ended it so quick, and they just went back to a face. And again, it's just nostalgia run, right? And it still
Yeah.
feels like that. So maybe what's next for him won't feel like that, and I hope so. But that's kind of what I'm still getting. The match itself, though, I like everything it did for Grayson Waller. First of all, his first match on SmackDown, one of the most important matches of the night, one of the most talked about things as well. He showed out. He showed his skill, uh, pretty much as good as any match he had on NXT, and the finish was pretty good. And I like that Edge kind of gave him his props afterwards. It's gonna make Grayson Waller a big deal. He's already been in the ring with John Cena, Edge. He's already been in the ring with Logan Paul. Right, this dude's a big deal.
Yeah. I I agree with everything you're saying. Grayson, I'm glad he's doing his business. Edge, I do believe he's a little corny. I do believe it's nostalgia act. Remember the Great Couple? That was a bit, I don't know. That wasn't that cool. But I don't really see him as a heel ending off his career. At least at this point, it would just feel weird. And I feel like Edge would always be a better heel when it goes down to history. But modern day Edge, I don't see it. I don't see it
He
the
was a
same.
great face against Randy, against Roman.
Yes, he was.
But
He
there
was.
was also an intensity to it, and not like that against Seth too, right? But there wasn't that forced intensity like always at the end of the feud. Like, okay, it's Brood Edge now. Yay! You want to see the demon, the devil? No, bro, just be
Not
Edge.
really. Yeah. Be the dude who did live sex celebrations in the ring with zero shits. Be the dude that steals your best friend's girlfriend. Christian, you better watch out. But the segment plus the match, I'm gonna have to give it 7 out of 10.
I give it 8.5.
Next we have this little mini feud, which I think is kind of lame, but it's AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. I don't know how I feel about AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. It's such a shame. I felt like this match was kind of lame. Like it wasn't necessarily bad, but
It was lame because it was one of the things affected by the time cut of
yeah.
Bloodline segment going 20 minutes over what it was supposed to. Yeah, so like I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be more of a story told about Cross and AJ to try to build it up more, but it was literally a 4-minute match, like a 3 to 4 minute match. And
Yeah.
it was lame. It did nothing for Cross in his loss. He's pretty much lost every single feud he's had on the main roster, whether it was Rey Mysterio, Shinsuke, Drew, um, AJ, and also I'm starting to lose a little bit of faith of AJ in AJ Styles because
It's a shame because AJ was like one of my favorite wrestlers. And I feel like he really fell off ever since the Omos stuff. I'm sorry, Omos.
yeah, but like it might be a real thing that like age is catching up with him.
Yeah.
You know?
He's not putting on bank. Like I actually I liked his match with Seth Rollins at Night of Champions. I actually like that one.
It was cool, but I still didn't feel like AJ Styles was back. You know what I mean?
It's not peak
Like,
AJ.
did you feel like when you were watching that match, like, oh, we got AJ back? Like, I didn't feel like that.
I didn't like fully feel like that, but I was like, there's still glimpses of it though, right? Like where I was like, oh, we're gonna get AJ back. This is the AJ. He's an actual contender for the world title. It's gonna be such a like I thought he was gonna win because I thought it was so predictable for Seth to win. For some reason, I thought WWE was gonna pull the AEW route and just go in one direction, and then have a different one out of nowhere. And I feel like nothing's being done with the OC too, because I remember when Anderson and Gallows first showed up. That was my initial favorite return that happened because I thought they could do so much good shit. Because I loved AJ Styles, and I've always respected Anderson Gallows, especially Carl Anderson in Japan. He is such a fucking awesome superstar there. But it really shows you that WWE doesn't really know what they're doing with the Bullet Club. Except Finn Balor. Well, Finn Balor's doing hella good.
I'll tell you what they could do. There's two things they could do to make AJ Styles hot. Like bring eyeballs to him, bring attention to him, and put him in a story for him. Like First of all, number one, the easy route is put him in a program with Roman, because everything Roman does turns into gold. Everyone you put him with, they're gonna make a story out of it, and they're gonna make it good.
He's still
Number
a
two, I
contender.
think. Number two, I would say. But the thing is, with Roman, I don't know what's the timetable looking like.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah, that's the only concern. Number two, I would say is Logan Paul. Logan Paul, AJ Styles. I think they could have a freaking good match too. And AJ Styles needs a storyline, and him and Karrion Kross storyline is not interesting. There's no substance to it. I don't know why they're feuding. I don't know why they don't
Yeah.
like each other.
It's a shame because here's the deal. Karrion Kross, when he first returned, I thought he was like credible contender to dethrone Roman.
Yeah, TikTok.
And there was very big hints with it. You had Scarlett going up to Paul Heyman. You had Karrion Kross, of course, with that TikTok thing with his little sand timer. But I think that AJ and Karrion, if it's going to be done in fashions where it's only 4-minute matches with two highly top stars, I feel like it's not worth it. Like, this is the type of stuff you should see Natalia and I don't know who else. Dana Brooke be having a
Emma.
feud that lasts like 3. Emma, but AJ Styles and Karrion Kross, these are two big stars. But anyways, that being said, I guess I'm gonna have to give it a 4 out of 10 or 4.5. 4.5.
Giving this a nothing good out of this. There's nothing good. A 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10. Okay. So Asuka was out next, and this was pretty cool actually. So I actually don't think the women had a match. Asuka was out. Bianca stormed the ring. I'm kind of just straight up reading what Sports Kita is saying, but it was Bianca Belair, Asuka, Charlotte. They got into a little brawl, and then Bayley and Io Sky came out. And I just want to say, I really enjoy what they're doing with Bayley and Io Sky. Bayley didn't turn heel, or didn't betray Io. And what I want, is maybe Io. Like you mentioned this before, but I always thought that Bayley was going to betray Io. What if again Io turns heel? And Bayley is the face. Like Bayley's always being the supportive friend, but Io wins his championship and is like, I don't need you. Why would I need you if I have the world title and you don't? So that would be a really cool thing to think about. Bayley and Io trying to cash in the contract. Io's about to pin Asuka until Bianca and Charlotte kind of just stop that all from happening. And why would they stop it from happening, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, why does it matter to them?
Like you just go for the championship, right? I mean, just go for a championship. And I think there's a little Bianca Belair heelish thing happening there, Yeah. Maybe just a little bit of a little tease, and I wouldn't mind Bianca winning the championship as a heel. That would be very entertaining.
Yes.
I like how Io Sky is probably the second longest reigning Miss Money in the Bank. She lasted a week. She lasted a whole week. We got to give it to Io Sky. But yeah, what do you think about this whole segment?
Like the whole nobody's ready for Asuka thing. I hate it, man. She says the same line every time. And
Nobody's
ready for Asuka. Yeah, it's lame. It sucks. I'm tired of it, and I wish Asuka to lose her championship soon. And yeah, I think she's one of the most overrated talents in the females division's history, actually. So there's that.
Whoa.
Yeah. Maybe not as overrated as Liv Morgan, of course. Don't yeah. But Bianca Belair, fire. Charlotte Flair, good for the division. I loved Io and Bayley coming out. I love that they're doing this together. So whole segment 6 out of 10.
I actually am going to give it a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed this whole hectic brawl, and yes, I'm really curious what they're going to do with Bayley. Storylines. I think this is a pretty good storyline that's happening right now between everyone involved in this segment. You have probably the top stars of the whole company in the women's division at least, you know, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying what Bailey and Io are going to do, what the tension is. Are we going to see a Bianca heel turn? Asuka, Charlotte, Bianca, they could put on one hell of a match at SummerSlam. Maybe put Bailey in there. Who knows? Maybe Bailey can win it that day, and then Io Sky cashes it in at SummerSlam. That then makes sense for Bailey. Who knows? I'm gonna give it. I guess I already said it right. 7. So I think that was everything. The main event was, of course, more Bloodline stuff, and we already discussed that. But how do you rate SmackDown as a whole?
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Anyways, I think this show, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I think the fact that Bloodline was holding on to this whole show was a good and bad thing. Good for the Bloodline, good for building up that story, bad for, you know, some other storylines that are what's in SmackDown. Because I feel like SmackDown didn't really have any huge stories, if I'm being honest, building up. Like you have your Bloodline story, and then you had the women's division story. That was pretty much it. You had Edge coming back.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. But
it is the biggest story, right?
It is the biggest story. And the matches here, I don't think there was really a good match here, if I'm being honest with you.
I liked Edge and Grayson Waller.
It was okay. It was good, but there weren't any great matches that I'll remember, you know, next week or, you know, I feel like honestly a lot of matches this week were kind of like not the most memorable, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like it's televised matches, you can't put on a banger after banger after banger. So I'll acknowledge that. But what is your show of the week out of the 4 shows we reviewed?
Yes. Interestingly enough, it didn't. So SmackDown got the highest rating, but I was like, should I even give it the freaking show of the week? Yeah, I will. I guess I was gonna give it to Dynamite, but I like SmackDown more just because the Bloodline drama is the biggest thing in wrestling, and it was the most entertaining thing in wrestling. Also, Edge came back, dope. Grayson Waller got to have a dope match, even more dope. Pretty Deadly is pretty deadly. And Austin Theory was on the show, so yay!
Yay! So I guess I have either Dynamite, Raw, and SmackDown to choose from because we will talk about NXT, but I didn't watch NXT. Oh yeah, by the way, I almost forgot. Sorry, we didn't watch Collision. Oh, I'm sorry, Collision.
Collision.
Everyone's gonna hate us. Oh no, AEW. No wonder no AEW fans watch us. Oh, they don't think we like the product. But this is a tough one. But I'm actually gonna go with Monday Night Raw. I think that's the first time we ever picked Monday Night Raw. What a shocker! I don't know. I think the Baszler Rousey promo was fantastic. Brock coming back was awesome. Rollins and Judgment Day. They kind of had their own story throughout the whole show. That was kind of their show, I would say. And you know, there wasn't necessarily anything awful. I mean, there was that Turmoil match, which I think was a bit mid. But there wasn't anything other than that was too bad. I really enjoyed Raw, actually. Now, of course, we got to do Superstar of the Week, but we got to do our 2 runner-ups first.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. I'm going to start off with 1 runner-up, and then you can go off.
Okay.
My first runner-up actually is 2 people because it's a tag team. I got to give it to MJF and Adam Cole. I know they're technically not a tag team, but, you know, I feel like it's only fair, right? I mean, 2 single stars teaming up. They're bringing out probably some of the most entertaining stuff in AEW right now. I really enjoy MJF, Adam Cole's gym segments, them taking this outside of the ring, which is hilarious. Video games are for nerds. Don't forget that. And yeah, so definitely MJF and Adam Cole has to take my first runner-up spot. Congratulations, tag team. You almost made it. I was so close to making them Superstar of the Year. Or week.
Wow, jumping ahead, are we? Well, yeah, we'll definitely do end of the year awards though. Yeah. But My runner-up for Superstar of the Week is Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, because the tribal chief bent the knee, he cried, he put the necklace on Jay, he gave Jay the low blow, he felt up his nuts. It was amazing.
Felt him
Go.
up, bro.
Yeah.
Like a true cousin.
Yeah. You know, I love the part of the promo that we actually got to see Roman be super manipulative. Like, I love that. I love, because they always call Roman, you're so manipulative. But I love that we got to see is like, I didn't do that. That was me protecting you. I did it for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, gaslight Roman. I love it.
Like the 8th day.
Haram. Yeah. Dude, you got pummeled during that podcast.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Listen to our interview with the 8th day coming out soon.
Yes, coming out soon. Part 2. Yes. Thank you for 8th day for joining us. That amazing. I'm still gonna see you though.
Fun.
I'm gonna confront them. They're done for. This is
July 13th. You're gonna get speared.
We'll see who'll be doing the spearing. But my second runner-up, I'm really going back and forth. It's either between these two individuals. And I'm gonna have to go. I guess I gotta do it. My second runner-up is Shayna Baszler. Just amazing performance on the mic. One of my favorite segments of the whole week. My favorite segment on Raw made me really care about Ronda Rousey, Baszler, and that was all because of Shayna's promo skills. It was just fantastic. It was finally a storyline in the women's division. It was like about a 5-6 minute promo that just was fantastic. That made the build nothing to something, because initially I didn't even care that Baszler was betraying Rousey. Now I do. Congratulations, Shayna. You are my second runner-up.
My other runner-up is really interesting. It's Damon Kemp, because I loved the underground match, and I thought Damon Kemp did a really great job showing out. I think he is someone who will be the future of NXT, and I think everything he does is super amazing. And he doesn't get the recognition for it, so you're getting the recognition now, Damon Kemp.
Well, I guess it's my turn to do Superstar of the Week. My favorite superstar of all time, Maxine Dupree. Dude, like what she did like on Monday Night Raw was actually so freaking sick, bro. The Worm, bro. This was her first debut match, and it was just so good.
You're lying.
So who's yours? No, I'm kidding.
You're lying.
Yeah, of course. It's Roman Reigns. He's maybe your runner-up, but he's my Superstar of the Week. I think his performance was also amazing. Finally, he one-ups his cousin and getting the most prestigious prize in the whole wrestling business, and that's the Superstar of the Week in Wrestless. I can't wait for Superstar.
Jey Uso only has won 3 of these,
bro. But yeah, Roman did one hell of a job. Truly cinematic. Like, I know that phrase is thrown around a lot, but this was truly amazing. Throughout all of SmackDown, it was Roman just being this manipulative bastard, and it was great. And for someone being probably the top dog of the whole wrestling industry, it's a shocker. This is his first time actually winning the thing. If only he actually showed up on shows more often. Quit the part-time schedule. But anyways, who's your favorite?
My Superstar of the Week is going to a guy that we don't really get to give a lot of recognition to. Even though he shows out every single week in WWE. And that's why my Superstar of the Week is Jey Uso. We the ones, baby.
You're joking. You're joking, bro.
It's Jey Uso. It's Jey Uso. He was part of the most important segment this week in all of wrestling, and he stood tall at the end of it, holding the undisputed Universal Championship. Calm down. It's okay.
Sorry, I'm mad. Dude,
Why?
are you
The
being
ones.
serious?
Yeah, we the ones.
What about Jimmy?
Jimmy's fat.
Jimmy, if it makes you feel better, Hottie was
There's a
not.
reason Jimmy would keep coming to the ring wearing hoodies.
If it makes you feel better, Jimmy, Hottie was rejected from a Bang Energy commercial or something because he was also
That's true.
fat.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't let me be part of the Bang Field team because I was fat.
That's man. They're
No,
like, take off
they
your
didn't
shirt.
know.
We need.
Yeah, that was such a weird interview. They didn't know that we are the ones. Yeah, because
But
they the twos and we the ones.
Jey Uso's actually like a 4-time superstar of the week, dude. It's kind of like, man.
Tune in
that's
next
kinda,
week. 5 time.
You know what's funny? Literally every single time that we've done this, he's won one. I think, right? Nah, there's one. I think.
No, yeah, this is our no. Well, he didn't win anything on the Money in the Bank review. But every time we did a weekly review, he's won one.
No, he did
Yeah,
win the Money in the Bank
because-
one. I picked him. There was one where we picked.
Oh yeah. Oh,
There
my
was.
God.
I
No,
think
I'm pretty
this-
sure he's got one on everyone because this is our 4th weekly review.
Is it our 4th? I don't remember if it's our 4th. Because I know on the title of this thing, I named it 4th, but it may be 5th. I don't remember.
I think it's 4th because you only created 3 thumbnails for it.
Yeah, it might be. Whatever. That
Wait,
was
no.
because I remember
This
I picked
is
Finn
the
Balor
5th.
once. I picked Finn Balor. You picked. What was that one week? I'll edit all this out. I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah,
I
no,
wanna
but
know.
I was like, my first one was Adam Cole. Yours was Jey Uso.
Yes.
The next one was Finn Balor, and mine was Jey Uso. The next one after that, Money in the Bank, was mine was Io Sky.
Yours was Seth Rollins and LA Knight, right? And mine was LA Knight. That was one.
Yes.
This is the 5th one.
Yes. Okay.
That was it.
Yeah.
So I edit all that out. I don't know why. Why do we care so much about that?
Because Jey Uso's he's a critical part of Wrestless right now.
You're right. Okay.
He's what makes people stick around all 2 hours of this episode.
Maybe I won't edit all this out. This is getting in. You're going to see it what we deal with. But yeah.
You should leave it in.
Yeah. This is behind the scenes footage. But truly, congratulations, Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. Let's freaking go. That's the cousins. This was fun. This was a great. We only reviewed I only reviewed 3 shows. I was really slacking this week. I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Follow this, which is our Instagram. I'm not gonna post our Instagram here. It's in the description. You know where it is. Damn it. But yeah, I'm gonna have great content. More content coming to you in a matter of no time. Yeah, well, follow, subscribe, Spotify, do your thing. Check it out. We have our podcast
Do
episodes. And you know what?
Do it right now.
Remember, Daddy-O's, stay restless.